Welcome to the Robert Erickson LA Show. What are the 3 things that you can do as a seller when your home has not sold in a very hot market? I am predominantly a listing agent, and I tell my sellers there's only 3 things that we can control. And number 1 is the accessibility to the property. How easy is it for your property to be shown? Number 2 is the condition of the property. Is it a mess? Is it staged? Is it vacant? Number 3 is the price of the property. Now, we cannot control if we go to war, if the interest rates drop, if your neighbor's house goes on the market for a lot less and more square footage, or if there's fires, or if there's natural disaster. We cannot control those things. So we're only going to talk about the things you can control. So if your home has been on the market for 10, 12, 15, maybe 3 weeks, and you don't have that multiple offer situation or scenario that your listing agent promised you at the price that you picked, time to rethink your strategy. So let's talk about accessibility. Accessibility is when I'm looking with a buyer on the computer, how easy is it for me to get in that property? Do I have to call 24 hours in advance? Do I have to try to schedule something in a myriad of other showings? Do I have to email? Is it going to be a pain in the ass for me literally to get in your house? Is it on lockbox? Does the agent have to show there? Does a whole scenario have to happen at your house with the alarm and the dog and the people in it, and people have to leave, and it's a whole menagerie? The harder you make it for that buyer to pick up the phone, that agent to pick up the phone or email or text, can I get in there tomorrow? Can I get in there in an hour? Can I get in there on the weekend? What are the times? Is it open? The harder it is for them to get in, the easier it is they're going to pass on your house and go show another house. Time is the only thing that the buyer's agent has, because they are not getting paid by the buyer. They're getting paid by you, Mr. Seller, when your agent splits the commission with them. Number 2 is the condition of the property. Now, when they arrive, is it got great curb appeal? Are the lights on? Are there fresh flowers? When they walk in, is it a disaster area? Does it smell of pets? Is it staged? What is the condition? Because that's the only thing you can control. So as a seller, you want to make sure that your property is, let's just say, pretty much across the board, a buyer can walk in and visualize themselves in your house. If your home is full of personal articles, pictures of yourself, you in Hawaii, you with your family, all the knickknacks you've gathered for all the traveling trips around the world, is there a pet smell? Is there dishes in the sink? Are the beds unmade? You want to make it as clear as possible that a buyer can step right into that house and they know exactly how they're going to live, and they can visualize themselves in your home without the distraction of your personal belongings. Now, have you chosen to stage it and you still don't have multiple offers? You know, buyers are not that clever. And if there's a room that is vacant, rooms look smaller when they are vacant than when they have things in them. But is the staging appropriate for your home? Is the staging set up such that, well, what is clearly an office, they've made into a bedroom that doesn't make sense for the buyers? Or if there is a family room and they've made into a dining room, or they've converted the garage that isn't permittable space and they have set up a patio set inside, or made a dining room or a family room or something in the garage. I mean, something that just doesn't make sense. So you want to make sure that your staging is proper, that your home is clear of clutter, right? So when they walk in the door, they're like, oh, okay, I could see myself here. Now, number 3, and the most critical one, is the price. Have you set up a pricing strategy such that you are either, here's my pricing strategy, at fair market value, or are you above fair market value to allow room for negotiations? Or did you decide with your agent that you're going to go below fair market value and incentivize the buyer so they can come up with the price and drive it up with potentially multiple offers? Now, I know several months ago that your neighbor might have got X price and you're waiting to get that price. The market changes on a monthly and daily basis in this time of the market. And the time of the market now is 2021. It has changed every month. So if your agent goes back 6 months, maybe not a good pricing strategy. If he looks back at 3 months, perhaps maybe a month, and see what those homes are sold for. So pricing strategy. So if your home is not sold in 12 to 15 days or has a shitload of showings on it and packed at the open houses, you may have picked the wrong price, the wrong pricing strategy. And if your agent hasn't let you go through the process of picking your own price on your home and they've picked it for you, maybe that wasn't the right strategy, and maybe you need to reinvent your home to the public and start all over and perhaps interview a different agent. I don't know. So, as a seller, you can only control 3 things. Bottom line, accessibility, the condition of the property, and the price. If you have questions about any of those things that you can control, give me a holler, give me a direct message, give me an email, a text, anything. I can answer those questions for you. But as sellers, if your home is not sold in a very hot market, look at the 3 things that you can control and change them if you need to in order to attract the buyer for you that's going to pay the price that's fair on your home. Have a great day. Hopefully that helps.